What up? What up, world? It's your boy Jaystar back again with the full strategy show, man. The video y'all be waiting for, man, to win y'all this big money this week 8, man. Time to give y'all. You already know how we do this. We go over each game, man, the best plays. At the end of the video, I'll give y'all the best stacks, at least the top three. And that's pretty much about it. But with each game, we go through the best picks and things like that, and the highest fantasy that should be able to get. Man, this week feels good to me, man. I feel real good about this week. I don't know what it is. I mean, I guess like last week I told you I wasn't gonna play the million. I didn't really feel it. Felt like it was gonna be. I just felt like it was gonna be a lot of high scores. Which I mean, the lineup it went to show you like it was high. I thought it was even gonna be higher than what we got to, but this probably is more like that week. We did get to like 255 last week, which was pretty high. I don't even know if that was the highest so far. But it feels like this could be another week like that where it's past 255 just because last week I know we did not have I want to say we had one of the top 5 receivers right now that's in the league that's doing so, fantasy wise great. Like this week we have 4 of them. Cooper Kupp is on here. We got Jefferson. We got Devontae. Tyreek is not even on that list, I believe. Or is he on that list? I think he is. My bad. I might be tripping. But it looks like we have 4 because Tyreek's on here. And then as I want to say Diggs is the only one that's missing. So Debo being out though already, seeing that. But yeah, like these 4 right here are on the top 5 for fantasy wise. And definitely I would have to say that's going to make a big difference. Not only that, we have a lot of running backs, big, huge running backs too that's going to be in play for big fantasy. So this could be a crazy week, y'all, for fantasy too. I don't know just yet if I am going to put in on $1 million this week. I'm still like, putting my lineups in and stuff like that and trying to put the best things that I could really see that's going to happen according to my notes and all that stuff. But yeah, so like if I do figure out one great lineup that I love the most, then I will go ahead and enter in, at least one time. I might do it twice, I might actually put 2 in because it feels like that type of week that I might have to put 2 in to it really hit. But yeah, but we're gonna get right into it as we always do here, man. Let's go. So we got Carolina and Atlanta, man. We got Mariota versus PJ Walker. I believe, right? It's not Baker, right? Okay, yeah, but PJ Walker's supposed to start. Okay, great. So, yeah, in this game, man, the highest fantasy points definitely. I don't really want the running backs. I know Algier could, for 5,400 could be okay. There's a lot of backups, backs, or also now I think what a value probably opened up in Foreman, I guess too. But the biggest play is DJ Moore, y'all. Like this is the biggest play. Also, I believe it's an injury report, and that's why DJ Moore has became even more in play. He already was a great spot, but now AJ Terrell is out at cornerback. So and I believe he lines up with the right side or whatever like that. DJ lines up all outside now more than he does kind of in the slot. So I definitely feel like he should be able to go off. We already saw what Chase did. I mean, if you think in total last week, y'all, just in total the fantasy points that was given up to just receivers, with Atlanta was probably like 80 fantasy points. Over 80, my bad. It was about 90 fantasy points because Higgins was the shortest and they got lucky that they didn't give that touchdown to him. But even without the touchdown, I think he got to like 18 or 16, something like that. But you're talking about 42 giving up to freaking Chase and then 35, I believe it was, to Boyd. So you talking about over 80 fantasy points. So just think about that when you think about DJ Moore, and if you don't put him in your lineup this week, because that's how I'm thinking about it. And there's nobody else that I feel like I need in this game, but DJ Moore is going to should erupt this game, y'all. Just because he's going to get mad targets. But in this game here with the Chicago and Dallas, I don't really want anything but Pollard. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. Like, there's nothing else here. I just know that Chicago gives up a lot of what I want to say rushing yards on the road, especially. So Pollard, being that he's going to be the full-time back, I love that spot for him, 6,100. I know it's a lot of great backs this weekend, but I do feel like for a cheaper price, he's in a great spot, man. I don't really want anything else here, man. Like, there's nothing, period, that I want here. So I'm just gonna keep it moving because there's nothing else I want in this game. That's basically the biggest spot to hit on in that game. So we're gonna keep it moving. We got Miami and Detroit. Now this is the greatest game. Detroit is their slot cornerback is out, and also their free safety is out. None of those two things are good going against Miami. When you got Waddle, who's now cleared to go, so that's great. Doesn't have a destination, injury destination. Waddle's plays in the slot, and you telling me the cornerback is out for his position. And you telling me the free safety is out. So if he even gets back past the cornerback that's going to be sticking him, and he gets out there to the free safety, it's out of him, and Hill could just be down there, just wide open in the backfield, basically. It's all on Tua to just be able to throw the ball with enough arm strength down the field. Also, just getting it out quickly to Waddle, and he could be gone. So Waddle and Tyreek is in for a huge game, and it just makes me realize like Tua is gonna be in for he's in for a really good game. I think also the speed of this game should be pretty fast. Let me check on my notes real quick, y'all. We got 26 in pace with Dolphins, but we got third fastest pace team with the Lions. Like I told y'all, the Lions play too fast for their own good. They're not that good, but like I told y'all, we are it's return of Simba. Return of Simba, y'all. He's coming back to the Pride Rock. And that is golf. That is golf, y'all. The lion is back, to take over his territory. But golf doesn't do good, and the Detroit Lions just don't do good at, on the road, y'all. When they go to different prides and try to take over, they never win them. They never win them. They don't score, okay? So just know that. But now they back at home. Expect more touchdowns. It's good to see that Swift is back, because I feel like that little, combo with him and Jamal helps them a lot, especially even if St. Brown is unable to go, or even if he is able to go but he's banged up. Swift is just going to be the slot receiver in this game. And I really feel like that helps them a lot, especially a 3-4 defense here they're going against. You need a pass catching back really bad, or you need a good slot receiver. And they have both of it when healthy, and also as well as having a good tight end. So all three of those things allow Goff, like I said, Simba's the return of Simba, man. So you want to take Simba this weekend, and stack them up, go ahead, because this is going to be the game, man. Like, this is going to be the game. Detroit just plays too fast for their own good. I mean, it's a lot of freaking fantasy points can be happening in this game, and I love this game, man. So I don't really care who you plan on picking, you know what I'm saying, because it's so many fantasy points can just be had. But definitely, like I said, the advantage right now goes to Waddle if he can just stay on the field. I love Tyreek, even at his price and everything, I don't care. We know what he can get you. He can get you a 50 freaking points fantasy or something like that, right? Like what we have, 28-32. When we haven't even seen the 50-point fantasy point game yet. Or matter of fact, it's in here, my bad. He had like 40 something and they just not showing it here. But yeah, but we know with Tyreek, he's capable of putting like a 60, I believe. I believe he's done that before. So in this game with no free safety in the backfield, that is not good for two fast receivers getting down the field. So I definitely love, no matter which way you want to stack this game, because like I said, the return of Simba is back, man, and that's going to be Goff. If you want to take the savings of $700 and not take Tua, but still running in with his receivers, as well as though Mostert is going to be in play too at running back. We know we usually pick the running back against Detroit. They give up mad yards on the rush. They also give up touchdowns to the running back. So, like I said, this game is full of fantasy points. So, fantasy point galore here. But I'm going to keep it moving, y'all, because we got to talk about some other games here, though, too. But the Arizona-Minnesota game, this is also a great game. It really could be a great game, being that Murray finally has a big weapon back in DeAndre Hopkins. I do expect him to still get 14 to 13 targets in this game. But I also expect Robbie Anderson to get about, I would say, 6 to 7 maybe. And being that both of these last two teams I meant to go over real quick. Detroit is giving up the most yards per catch, and believe it's about 9, I think, per catch. So that's the highest amount. That's first. But Minnesota is second, and they're giving about like 8.9 to 8.7. So Hopkins, or I would say Robbie Anderson, because he goes deeper down the field, will be in play. But you can also take a shot at Moore too as well. Of course, Kyler Murray is going to be in play for a huge game. On the road, both play 3-4 defense, so both understand how to maneuver and work their offensive scheme against 3-4 defenses. So I expect both of them to be able to score on each other. I'm expecting, to me, what I'm thinking here. Let me look at my notes and see what it says here. Like, how are they doing in scoring? Cardinals probably supposed to have a little bit of a tough time, but I think they've been having a tough time on the road scoring because they didn't have Hopkins. I said it just last week, like, not having that big play receiver, and I was trying to tell you, like I know Marquise Brown is a big play receiver when it comes to deep down the field catches, but that red zone target, he kind of disappears there because he's so small, So you need a big play that you can kind of lob the ball, make a play, or just run a route really nice and cut off his, box out his receiver when he runs a slant route, and that's what Hopkins can do. Plus his hands is just amazing. He has the hugest hands. He catches everything. So I don't think they're gonna have a problem scoring this week at all. And then I think having Robbie instead of AJ Green, he dropped so many targets, especially when they get to the red zone. They try to force it to him. He was dropping so much. I don't think Robbie's gonna be doing that. I don't really think he's kind of a red zone really threat, but he's more of a deep catch threat. And if y'all are second in giving up, the most yards per pass, Robbie's probably having a big day for this game. So I feel like it's a great value play there. But also this is a great stacking game too as well. On the other side, Cousins, with Jefferson, of course. I mean, we know they move Jefferson around to get the best matchup, and I definitely feel that they're going to move him around in this game like crazy. The other play I would say maybe Thielen's all right, but I feel like the better play is Irv Smith, I would think, because we usually pick on Arizona for tight ends. So that would be my favorite play there. Running backs, I don't really want a running back in this game. I know Dalvin Cook is at home, so you want to take a shot there, you could. But like I said, it's more of the receivers to the tight end plays. Even both sides, really. Even Ertz could be in play. But I feel like Ertz's targets are going to stay at this level now where it's 6-4, and it kind of makes me not want him until he drops to probably a 3,500 level. So that's what I got to say about that right now. But that's about it. That's a great game though, man. But we move on to this Vegas versus New Orleans game. Did I have any other? Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't leave y'all out with injuries. But this game does have an injury report. Lattimore is still out. So that's going to put big in play Devontae Adams. He did show up to practice today. It says it. I don't think it says it right here for some weird reason. Oh wait, limited practice on Friday. Yeah, so he did return. Yeah. So I believe he's going to be able to go. But we got to stay tuned too. But I definitely feel like he's in play to have a huge game. I even like if you was stacking this game to run back with Chris Olave, especially since everybody is out. Both of these, not both of these, my bad. But New Orleans going against a 3-4 defense. I think they just played a 3-4 defense. Wasn't it with Arizona? Yeah, Arizona. And we seen how they attacked it. Like right here, it's literally showing you exactly how they attacked it. I want to say here, Tampa Bay, 3-4 defense. Look at how many targets he's getting, like 13, 7 here. And it's all for these deep, long shots too. So you can definitely hit on Chris Olave. All he has to do is, catch, a big play and take it for a touchdown. We talking about a high 20-something fantasy points. Like I tell y'all, the best thing about looking at these targets of people is you got to think of it if they're the big play receiver too as well. You got to think of it, if they hit on that first one for 41 yards and a touchdown, you already got 11 points, y'all. So, and then you're still thinking like, I still got 12 to 13 more targets to go with this guy, and I'm already got 11 points. So that's the reason why you take receivers like that when they're in a good spot, like how Chris Olave is, and as well as like for somebody like a Devontae Adams, why you take these type of receivers, because you look at these targets like 10, 13s, and it's just like when Devontae went off right here, which was crazy, that he only had to catch 3 times to get 30-something fantasy. If he would have did that in the first half, though, caught 3 times, already got you 30 fantasy, you would be so scared because you know that he still got probably 10 to 7 more targets to go, man. And so he could get you 50-something fantasy easily, so that's what you're looking at. And they're both in a good spot in this game. I don't really like Jacobs this game. Kamara, man, I thought Kamara was going to be a decent play. And, I mean, he really could be, but it's just the fact, it seems like something's going on. I feel like with him and Michael Thomas, I don't feel like neither one of them want to be there, and I feel like Kamara could get traded on Monday. So stay tuned for something like that, as well as Michael Thomas. I think it could really happen. I don't think they really want to play on this team. I don't think they like the way they're being used. So just want to keep y'all in mind with that. But definitely feel like Andy Dalton is a good play. He was number 1 on my top 5 because the Raiders are giving up fantasy points to quarterbacks. So he's definitely in play with maybe just a skinny stack with Olave, or also I want to say Juwan Johnson if he's able to go too, because they're bad against tight ends. They're giving up a lot of points there too. So that's it for that game. Like I said, it's only kind of Devontae. I mean, sucks that all the other receivers and like the tight end plays, I don't really like them. We just know where the volume is going to. They're going to still go to Jacobs. If you want to take a shot there, you can. It's just New Orleans is pretty tough against the run, I want to say. Not giving up that many yards at home, especially. but he could still get a goal line touchdown. But for 7,500, I just don't think he's gonna be worth it. This my bad, New England and Jets game, y'all. Supposedly New England has beat them every time since 2010. I think was the last time the Jets has beat New England. So I'm sure they're going to try to keep this streak going, but the quarterback issues here kind of make me want to stay away from anybody in this game. I just don't know what quarterback is going to be used, and I really don't know what quarterback is, likes Myers maybe more, basically, and if the other quarterback likes Devontae Parker more. I do expect for the Jet side of this game that Elijah Moore gets used a lot since he was mad that he wasn't being used a lot and Corey Davis being out. I expect them to find ways to get him the ball as much as possible. Like, I really do. So for 4,700, he could be a good play. I just really expect his targets to be somewhere in the tens, double digits. I expect them to get it out to him real quick in space, see what he can do with it there, take some deep shots as well. I don't think they're going to care how the Patriots play defense against him. They're going to try to get this boy the ball, even if he has to rush the ball. Like, they're going to find ways because he was mad. So and they don't want to trade him. So, and the fact that, like I said, since Corey Davis is out, I definitely feel like they're going to find so many ways possible. The only thing is I still just can't count on Zach Wilson to be accurate with those throws. So he has a problem with his accuracy right now. So I will say that. Stevenson is definitely in play as a running back here, but other than that, I don't really want anything here in this game. I feel like tight ends could be okay, to take or something like that if you want to, since they're cheap. But yeah, other than that, I don't really want anything here. It's no injuries to report either, and it's a rivalry, and I like to literally stay away from those most of the time. Pittsburgh versus Philadelphia Eagles here, y'all. This is scary in a way, but I always kind of think. Like, I do a lot of overthinking. So I just think about how Philly has a game coming Thursday. So I like to pay attention when teams have a game coming Thursday because they tend to pull back on some of the stars, like production. Like they'll like, even if they okay. So first of all, I know we kind of all got to think that Philly should win this game because Pittsburgh could go in there and upset them for sure because they do have weapons to they can throw anywhere, even though they're going to take away, Deontay Johnson and Pickens. But when you have Claypool, Najee Harris, and Freiermuth, you should be able to just chip away with them the whole time because they have the easier matchup and they at least have actual, talent at least there. But it's all on it how is Pickett going to play, because if he's out there trying to throw still to Pickens and Deontay Johnson, is you got to be one, like a real true leader quarterback will let those receivers know, like, this is just not y'all game. You know what I mean? Because y'all got the harder matchup. We need y'all to be distractions today, really. And I need Claypool and I need Freiermuth to take advantage of the one-on-one matchups that they're going to have and get us down the field so we can score and maybe dump it off to Najee too as well, or run it in after once you get there or something like that. Even Pickett's would have to run it in. They're in play to steal this game as a what I want to say, golly, upset, But it's just that we're expecting a rookie to upset them, and I kind of don't see it happening, But and on the other end, it's like if Pickett go out there and he throws a pick or something like that, my bad. If he throws a pick, because what is he now? What in the world is going on? My bad there. So yeah, like he's 7 picks, and I think that's almost every game except for about 2 or something like that. He's thrown a pick. I'm worried that if he throws a pick in this game, I'm worried with this freaking flying cornerbacks that they got on, the Eagles, that that's gonna be a pick 6, even if it's just one. He doesn't really get sacked a lot or anything like that. His line protects pretty well and things like that, but I do see him still, if he tries to force it out to those cornerbacks just to try to give his receivers to make a play, I see it being a pick 6. So Eagles defense definitely going to be in play because of that. And also the Steelers play super fast. They're another team that plays so fast. They're 9th in pace, and they're going against 19th in pace. So they could be playing too fast for their own good, which is going to give Hurts a lot of opportunities to be able to run. What is it? Because Steelers giving up the run, they're giving up the pass, ridiculous. Like, he could throw for 300 yards easily in this game, just because how fast they play. And all I was just trying to say is that somebody's probably gonna get held back just because of the fact they're not gonna want to get injured when they gotta play Houston, on Thursday. I don't know if it's gonna be the running backs that they kind of lay off of rushing the ball too much with, or if, A.J. Brown supposedly got like 20-something fantasy early or something like that in the first half, but they're winning the game 24-0 or something, they could end up start pulling out some of these receivers or something like that. Like I can see them doing that just because they play so early and they want everybody to be healthy so they can stay on this consistent undefeated record and things like that. And I believe they have to travel also to Houston too. So you got to travel from a home game all the way to Houston. Like, yeah, I kind of worry about that in this game. So I know they could explode and kill them easily, y'all, because the defense could just get them the ball back so many times. But like I say, they already a team anyways that they score the most in the league in the second quarter. So all the points you get in the second quarter could be the end of that, and after that they could just run the ball, the rest of the game and try, because they're probably just going to try to win that game with ease, unless somehow Pittsburgh comes in there and tries to upset them. That's the only way I see this being more fantasy points than what I think it could end up being, because they can just pull everybody out and just lean on the run and the defense. So then I'm gonna go to the Tennessee and Houston game here. Let's see, anything to report here? I think we're good. Nothing to report here. So Henry, definitely big in play for a huge fantasy day. Only thing is I'm worried about the Tannehill thing right here, because if the rookie's out here playing, if he ends up starting this game, he likes to run. He could end up stealing a touchdown from Henry, and that would piss me off, And I feel like every fantasy person that's picking him for thinking he's going to dominate this game, you would be kind of pissed off about that. So, definitely you want Henry, but it's just like being on the road, and Tennessee is one of those teams too that they love to, especially with a rival. It's a rivalry game, divisional game. They love to kind of change up some stuff, and I can definitely see them changing it up if this rookie actually gets out there instead of Tannehill. One of them plays where they at the goal line eventually, and then, everybody thinks they're going to run with Henry, especially with a rookie, and then they allow the rookie to run it, so I know Tennessee, they do that type of stuff. And then you'll be pissed off because Henry ends up having 100 yards, but maybe he only gets one rushed in touchdown throughout the whole game and something like that. And then he only gets to 20 fantasy points because the quarterback takes away a touchdown. So that is something to be, wary of. Dameon Pierce at home, playing Tennessee. Tennessee does, I thought they do give up some yards, or do they not? They don't give up yards for rushing. So it shouldn't be him. It should actually be the air here. He should be passing the ball. But just the way they've been using Brandon Cooks and these questionables, man, I don't like. He's a wrist injury here. I don't know what's on with Nico Collins. Growing, yeah. I'm kind of worried about the injuries now, because like we saw what happened on Thursday night, how everybody that came in the game questionable, Andrews and Rashad Bateman, end up leaving the game. And we're at that time of the year where, like, when it's earlier in the year and an injury happens, you still expect people to be healthy and be able to get through it, because they haven't got hit that much and they're okay still, But now we're at week 8 now. We're 2 months in. People been getting lit up, hit, concussion, all types of stuff now, where their injuries are really real now. They're not coming back ready to go. They hurt. You know what I'm saying? So one even if they you gotta hope that they hit on all the plays early, as what just Chase did for us last weekend. And that's a lucky thing, like most of the time people, like how he got hurt late in the game, they get hurt early and you be pissed off because you had Chase, and then everybody that had Higgins would have hit last week, because, and Boyd, both of them would have been the biggest plays last week if Chase would have got hurt earlier. So it makes me scared to play people like this. Like, I know Cooks could be in for in place for a good game, but also I'm worried about taking him anyway because he's questionable and he's up for trades. People are trying to get him for trades. So I would doubt Houston would even really send him out there full go if they are in talks with trading him for some great draft picks or something like that. So that part scares me there. But so if anybody, I think Chris Moore probably is the best play here, really, because he probably will get most of the he already gets a few targets and things like that. He got into the goal line last week for 10. I can see him getting about 15 fantasy points down there. But yeah, like I said, Henry's the best play. Besides that, there's nothing else I really want in that game. We got Washington and the Colts here. So we got a backup quarterback coming in. I forget if this is like his second year or third year in the league or something like that. But backup quarterback, $4,000. I mean, it can only hurt you if you get 8 points. So you can take him if you want to, for sure, because of the fact, like I said, he does run the ball. I've studied film on him and everything. He can rush the ball, which can take away touchdowns from Jonathan Taylor, but I feel like that can easily help him get to easily, I would say, 4 points, because if he rushes the ball, he can get 40 yards easily, I feel like, today, against Washington and everything when they played him. So, but if he rushes it in for a touchdown, then you already got 10 points. You know what I'm saying? Like if he gets 40 yards and a touchdown, you got 10 points. So I don't really feel like it's anything bad taking him. We have to see how he does with the pass and everything because we wouldn't know who he's going to pass the ball to. Is that's the only thing that sucks because we just start seeing Campbell get what back to back 12 double digit targets and did really good and for especially for the price he was. Now he's went up with $600 to almost 1100 from the first time you could have took him. But yeah, so we don't know though what the chemistry is going to be like with him and with the backup quarterback. So I really can't say anything for the receivers really. You want to hit on a big play receiver against Washington, and I believe do they have an injury report? I thought they might have. Yeah, their left side cornerback out wide that starts is going to be hurt. So that should put in place somebody like a Pittman, and as well as they run two wide receiver set anyways here. So like literally every receiver could do good because it could be Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman in. It could be Paris Campbell and Michael Pittman in. But they run two wide receiver set because they want to set up the run. So this like I said, the kid could have a good day, but it's just that we don't really know what receiver to go with him. If anything, I think the safest bet is Jonathan Taylor. I really like Jonathan Taylor for this game. I feel like this is to me he's just too cheap. And I feel like he's just waiting to explode. Again, like we saw week 1, I believe. Yeah, week 1 right here against Houston. And I know we got Henry playing that team and everything like that, and at Houston the same thing. So Henry could definitely do 32 as well. But I like Jonathan Taylor, man. I like that play a lot just because everybody I know is going to be on Henry, as well as I think Saquon. And I got one more to say too as we go down. I'll talk about, but I just feel like everybody's gonna be on it. And Jonathan Taylor is in a sneaky game right here where I feel like you got a backup quarterback. Like with a backup quarterback, what are they gonna do? They're gonna lean on the run way more than even if, like I say, I feel like we know the Texans game too. That if definitely the backup gets in there, they're gonna lean on the run. The only thing about them, their quarterback definitely just runs a lot. He doesn't really throw well. They don't even have weapons to throw the ball. At least here, the quarterback here has weapons to at least throw the ball to. But I definitely know this team already, like I said, two wide receiver set team. They same thing with the Tennessee Titans too, two wide receiver set team. But I just feel like this is a sneaky game, man, for Jonathan Taylor to get like 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like I really feel like put the whole team on his back, and just get them, right the ship and everything like that. Like I just really feel it. I don't think Washington wins this game anyways. I feel like the defense is too tough for them. They had a great game against my Packers last week, which made sense to me because they have more talent than what we have, especially at receiver. But this game is going to be a tougher game for them. They need Logan Thomas, I think, to play to me because we know the coach, you want to attack the middle of the field. So I feel like he could definitely be a good play there for them. But as receiver-wise, I don't really see the receivers doing too well. Maybe Curtis Samuel is okay. But I really feel like, if anything, Jonathan Taylor should be able to get it done. They're going to need to also be able to lean on B-Rob, though, here because they should be able to run a little bit. But people being on the road, teams when they're on the road, they don't run as much and usually don't run as well either. So I think Washington just has a hard time here, and it just gives Jonathan Taylor multiple opportunities with a backup quarterback. And I just feel like they have more talent. I really feel like they have more talent to get him to get to the goal line more. He can break a big run, I feel like, in that game. I just feel like people might not be on him, and I feel like it's the wrong time to not be on him when he's $2,000 cheaper than what he has been the whole season. But we move on to San Francisco versus the Rams. Very great game here, rivalry game. I hate that Debo is out though. It's great for fantasy, I think, wise, but it's bad for the game, I like watching football, you know what I mean? And I really wanted to see the Jalen Ramsey rematch with Debo since Debo ran that big, play on him. Plus, he's always an easy pick to play against the Rams just because he averages 100 yards and a touchdown, which is automatically going to get you at least 20 fantasy points. But that sucks he's out. But the best part about the 49ers for me is that I kind of read them very well. I know how they play, and they're definitely not about to trust Garoppolo to air it out in this game. I just want y'all to know that. For anybody that feels that way, the game for him to Shanahan to trust Garoppolo to air it out and win the game was last week. It was definitely last week. And he fumbled the ball, lost it. He threw some crap in the red zone for an interception. You can't lean on Garoppolo to throw. That's the reason why they did not want him to be the quarterback this year. So every time he throws a lot, you get a pick. Like the one game right here where he didn't get a pick was, I believe they was able to run the ball pretty well here, and that's they beat Carolina because they was able to run the ball. But if they have to throw to win the game, he's going to throw a pick, man. He threw a pick here. You see, he throw 29 times. He throws 41. He throws 2. 37. He throws 1. He throws picks, y'all. He turns the ball over. That's why Shanahan gives him the most easy. He tries to baby him. Like, they're literally trying to win a Super Bowl without having a quarterback. That's what they're trying to do, y'all. Like, they got McCaffrey, everybody they can get, like, a whole bunch of yards after the catch player so he can throw short distance throws. And look at the average yards that he's throwing. Like, short distance throws, because he has every yards after he has all the yak players, because he doesn't have people that go deep down the field to throw the ball to, because he can't do that. So they try to give him everybody. Now they got McCaffrey. So, like I say, I read this team so well, and I know how they play. They're not going to trust on Garoppolo to win this game for them. They're going to lean on McCaffrey. McCaffrey already, I like on my Twitter, like I told y'all, it's in my description, so y'all can go follow it. I try to give y'all all the updates and things like that. If news come out on Saturday and this, after this video gets posted and stuff like that, I try to, tune you. Like, y'all need to go follow it, because I really be having like cornerbacks, if they come in, they are playing or they not. I give y'all updates on that. If somebody gets activated, all that type of stuff usually happens on Saturday. So just so y'all get extra info. So, go ahead and follow it. It's in the description. Jaystar DFS champ Twitter. But anyways, what I want to say though is, like, last year I called when Debo was out, I knew instantly. Kittle had came back, I knew Kittle was going to do all the Debo plays. Like, I know this team so well. They're so simple to read. They love to run the ball, and they love to have somebody play that Debo type of, they have to have that. They run their plays through Debo. It's kind of funny to me because they both play in San Francisco, but they feel like the Warriors to me in a way. Well, my bad. They don't even play in San Francisco no more. The 49ers don't. But the Warriors, how the Warriors surround themselves around Curry, everything is run through Curry. That's like how the Shanahan, their offense runs through, like, their run play, or their biggest threat of what I want to say, like, weapon out there, and that's usually Debo, because he's the runner and he's the pass catching receiver and stuff. So now that they got McCaffrey, best believe he's going to be that. And that just makes him be another big play now, because I wasn't even really taking McCaffrey like that. And now I'm like, man, the fact that Debo's out, I'll just like I said, I reposted that Aaron Donald literally said it's a headache preparing for him. And I know has to be mad that somehow McCaffrey gets traded to a rivalry. And he already played McCaffrey, who he was only going to probably play one time this whole season if he stayed on the Panthers. And now he has to play him within 3 weeks again. And he said he's a headache to prepare for. That just lets you know right there that they don't have no answer for him. And they know what he's about to do to them. So this is crazy, because they don't even know all the plays that Shanahan has ready to use with McCaffrey. But I guarantee you McCaffrey has 10 to 12 targets probably this game. That's what I got to say. Like, I don't see how he doesn't get like 8 to 10, 12 targets, because, like I say, Shanahan's not going to trust Garoppolo to win this game for them. He's going to lean on McCaffrey to win this game for them. And then, yeah, there will be some deep shots, or or some shots taken to these receivers like an Ayuk and Jennings and stuff like that. Maybe Danny Gray. Like, yeah, those people are going to be in play too as well. But all the cornerbacks are healthy back for the Rams in this game. And after what the Rams, I'm sure, saw last week, what I saw too, and I mean, I've been known about Garoppolo, is you need to get up quick on him and make him have to pass. You have to make him have to pass. If he passes the ball, you can win the game, because he will throw the ball to you. So in this game period, and we know the 49ers usually always beat the Rams, I feel like both of these defenses actually in play here, just because both of these teams seem to make mistakes. I don't care if it's Stafford over here. He wants to throw picks galore, 8 already. Like, every game throwing a pick. His line is still banged up. They got practice squad linemen out there. And you're going against still, at least Bosa is still there. Eric Armstead is out, though. But you still got Bosa. Their cornerbacks are back, too, for San Francisco. So I expect Stafford to have a little bit of hard time. But I do like the fact that Van Jefferson is back. And I love that play, because we saw what I want to say, Hardman and MVS was able to do. And I still feel like even they still have one cornerback out, though, San Francisco, even though they're, some of them got healthy, I think Ward or whatever got healthy, but the other one is out for the season. So Van Jefferson will line out there, a couple of times, and they'll try to expose that there. They've been waiting for to get Van Jefferson back. So I definitely feel like he's going to get about 7 to 5 to target, something like that. And who knows, he might get a goal line, because they do look for him in the goal line. So I do like that for Stafford. He's going to have to get the ball out quick, though. They have no run game. We know they're going to throw most of the time. So, of course, Cooper Kupp is going to be in play. We already know that. But I do like Van Jefferson because of the savings. like I said, they're just not gonna lean on freaking Garoppolo. If they do, that means that's a bad thing for them. It's literally a bad thing for them. So I really feel like no matter what, it's McCaffrey. Period. They're losing, if they're winning, it's McCaffrey. Period. He's probably gonna have the greatest game. It's crazy because it's like we have so many running backs on this slate. That's amazing at 8,000. The only thing is, I would say none of them compare to McCaffrey though. None of them do. Like not when you think of like he can run the ball. He's so scary if he runs the ball because he's shifty and explosive there. And you're playing and he's playing on a team that's set up around the run, y'all. Like it's all about the running back. Like what are they gonna do with the run? They gotta get the run going. That's what they care about. It's like I said with Curry, it's all about Curry gets everything else opened up easy for them, for everybody else on that team. So now it's gonna be McCaffrey here instead of being Debo. And he's just more explosive to me, even in the pass catching part of him, and in the rushing part, he's just way more explosive than what Debo was, because he's just not a running back. So this is crazy now what this is going to open up for McCaffrey now. Like I told you, like the Rams already are kind of scared of him. Like Aaron Donald even saying it. So now we move on to the last game though here. We got the Giants in Seattle, y'all. Of course, Saquon Barkley was supposed to be in play. Big play here, playing Seattle in the rain. That's the only thing I'm kind of worried about because I just hope we haven't seen neither one of these teams have to play in the rain yet. And this is a rookie here, running back here. I expect both of these teams to lean on the run a lot. And they already been leaning on the run a lot, 24, 22 times. It's all about just holding on to the ball in this rain, man, not slipping and falling short of, getting a goal line touchdown because you slipped in the rain or something. I'll be pissed off if that happened or if Saquon fumbles the ball in this game because he should be in for his best fantasy point game since the week one where he had like 36 against the Panthers. I definitely feel like he should go off in this game. Like I said, I just worry about what it's going to be like in the rain, man. That's it. And especially with Daniel Jones because he fumbles a lot. So that would suck if he gets sacked and he fumbles and causes Saquon, if he fumbles too many times in this game or something like that because he is one of the most sacked quarterbacks too. But it's like both sides here kind of get sacked. Geno is just a little bit less than Daniel Jones. But the only thing is, like I say, Daniel Jones fumbles. I know he got one here so far, but if he can get sacked a lot, in a game, he going to fumble. So that's going to suck. Like I say, like we don't want that because we need them to stay out on the field, get down the field, succeed at getting some first down. So that way it's more opportunities for Saquon to hit for his big because he's definitely in play for a huge game. I also do like if they do throw the ball at all in this game with the rain pouring down and everything. I like Myrick at tight end for 2,800. Of course, the other side, both tight ends is kind of in play, but Disley has shown that he's been the tight end they go to the most against 3-4 defenses. As you see right here, Atlanta, 12 points. Who else I want to say? I forget they're not showing all the other games, but it's two other games here. The Denver game, the first game of the season, he had like 12, 13 points. That was another game. The Chargers, Arizona, this was the first game where I saw they went to Fant more. But right here, they went back to, Disley more than they went to Fant against another 3-4 defense. So I would say it's Disley over Fant, even though I know I love the savings in Fant. It's just that what I noticed, like this was the only game so far. Like, I mean, they went to him 4 times here. It's just that what it seems to me is that they look for Disley maybe for touchdowns or a little bit bigger plays. I've noticed that like when they throw the ball to Fant, it's kind of like shorter distance stuff. It's not really big plays, but this is a 4-3 defense here, so this doesn't even count for what I'm talking about. But yeah, Disley has been getting more of the big plays and more of the red zone. And depending on, like I told y'all earlier in the week, if Metcalf doesn't play this game, I feel like that's going to hurt him a lot because there is a cornerback out for the Giants. So their left side cornerback is out. It would have been a good game for Metcalf maybe to do good in that game because of that. But I don't know. Like I told y'all, with these injuries, and we know he's really injured too. So I don't even know why they would throw him out there. I would think they would just wait it out, and let him get some rest at least for 1 week. His production hasn't even been that good the last 2 games anyways. But I definitely don't think they should throw him out there being questionable. They should just be able to lean on the run and the tight ends, with Geno and some Lockett. I think Lockett should be able to play, but he is a game time decision with hamstring. Like I say, these injuries are starting to pile up, and they're real injuries now because we're getting later into the season. And I don't really like too many of the receivers on the other side, which I know Daniel Jones should have been played, but the rain and everything, I don't know, man. And I can't really count on his receivers. If I was to pick one though, and I forget, I meant to mention Goodwin also could do good again if somehow DK's out since that cornerback is out for the Giants. But Wan'Dale Robinson, I feel like Like I tell you, he's just so fast, man. If you can get him these amount of targets every game, eventually he could probably break one, especially in some rain or something like that. Somebody could slip and he could just be gone for a touchdown. So that's about it, man, for this whole slate, man. Let's get into the best stacks though this week. So let me get all my notes together here. So receiver stacks this week. The number one receiver really is Moore, like I already gave y'all. So it's no real stack there. But if you want to take a PJ Washington, which is more, it's a skinny stack then if anything. The next biggest stack though is these two here, AJ Brown and not St. Brown, my bad. AJ Brown and where is he at? Oh, Devontae Smith. That's the next highest amount of points that I got for fantasy that a team is giving up for receivers. So it'll be these two here. Yeah, and that's it because, I mean, their third receiver isn't like really Quez Watkins or whatever. He doesn't really play that much, so it's them two first. And then next up, it's funny because this team doesn't really have another receiver, but it's Devontae Adams. And let me see, let me look at Renfro, and I would say it's probably Hollins, though, to be real with y'all, because that would be the person that actually lines up with the matchup. Let me see, but he's questionable too, and it's a heel injury, man. I hate those type of injuries. They can hit on a big play and then just be hurt or something, come down with that. And it sucks that they're not using Renfro. I wonder if Hollins didn't play though, would they go to Renfro more? But this was like the next biggest stack would be to go to the Raiders stack here, because they are giving up a lot of points there for receivers, but it's probably gonna be another one off there. So I'm gonna try to see what else can I give y'all then at least. Looks like we got an injury here, of course, but hopefully he plays. But St. Brown, if he's able to go, he's supposed to be huge in play. Miami giving up a lot of points to fantasy there, and it looks like at least Josh Reynolds is back, so we got them and Khalif Raymond. So that's great here. We got a good stack here. People that you want to throw with, like I told you, the return of Simba is back, so they should be scoring a lot more at home like they always do. And let's see, do I have any more? Yeah, that's about it, y'all. I gave y'all 4 there basically. Even though, my bad, how did I miss this one? It was but I mean, like I said, these injuries are so crazy. There's so many injuries, kind of messing up some of these stacks. Because I don't think. Well, I mean, I'm gonna just go here instead because that other one is kind of whack because of the injuries, like I'm saying. So I'm gonna just go back to the other side of this game, and it's definitely gonna be Tyreek and Waddle then, y'all. Like, that's going to be the next biggest stack to me. So, those are all the best stacks, man, to take this week. Like I said, it's some one-offs with Devontae Adams and Moore, I would say. It's not really stackable to me because they don't really have other receivers that those quarterbacks are throwing the ball to enough, at least, to. And also, it's not even just that, too. It's like, a Tyreek and Waddle, man, these dudes can catch 4 times to 3 times and hit. They can hit for you just off of 4 catches. So like they take it to the house. Two of the catches they take for 50 or 60 yards, and they each could do that. In how fast paced of this game is going to be, they can both do that in 2 catches and be already at a 100-yard bonus. And then after that, like I say, they're in for about 5 or so targets, at least more for Waddle. If he can hit on 2 already for you, he still probably has 5 to maybe even 8 targets left. As well as definitely if Tyreek Hill hits for you on freaking 2 catches, something like that, you're in for about 10 targets probably still left for him. Then he can go for 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns still in that game. So definitely that's probably one of the best stacks, too, as well to me, like by far. Like I said, load up 2 if you want to, for sure. And that's about it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. Tried to go over all the news, man, and give y'all all the updates on injuries as I always do. Give me y'all the best stacks, man. Hopefully y'all win some big money this week. I really feel like this is a good week, y'all. Like I really do feel like it's a really good week, man, to win this big money, man. I feel like I should hit huge, man, and be celebrating come, Sunday night and talk back with y'all on, Monday, of course, when we do the first look and we go over the video, man. I hope it's my lineup at the top this week, y'all. But good luck, and I hope it's any one of y'all up there with me too as well. All of us enjoy this money, But it's your boy Jaystar, and I'm out. Peace.